The Miami Pirates have had a long time to celebrate their goal line stand against Rochester in Week 7 primetime. But don't sleep on the Knights, who want to prove they're better than their 30-3 trouncing at the hands of Charlotte. Albuquerque might be the quietest team above 500 as the season nears the halfway point. They'll welcome Motor City, hoping to start a new win streak and also get to 4-3. And New Orleans welcomes Houston 5 hours down Interstate 10 tonight for a regional rivalry. Will the Claws get their offense going, or will Houston's improved defense stand tall? We'll watch it all tonight in the Virtual Zone. Week 8 concludes right here on VFN. Sit back and enjoy the glory of 3 times the football as 90 minutes of UFL football starts now. Washington, Motor City, Houston kicking off to start the night. We are underway. Welcome, everybody. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, and we come on the air tonight with the tight end of the Miami Pirates, Tiberius Bovine Jr.'s small town in the Great Plains under a tornado warning right now, so we wish him all the best. And of course, everybody else in my immediate family, Bovine Jr. and the Miami Pirates hoping to get going here tonight against Washington. It starts with an early penalty against the Knights and an automatic first down for Miami near midfield. We've got Washington in their silver and blue, Miami in their white and teal, Albuquerque in their copper and black, Motor City in their white and silver. New Orleans is rocking the bright reds with the white helmets and white pants, and Houston in their black, white, black standards as the handoff goes to Ray Chapatulas for a short gain. It'll be third down. Flyer 26, thank you very much. And hey, nice shirt, says Skip, and I do say so myself. That's our, can I get the logo in the picture?
60 or.
Sort of. We tried our best there. Our UFL branded shirt here from VFN headquarters as Boletsky will face a third down. We are underway and getting all set. Scoreless here in the opening minutes of all our ball games. Hugo is live. Albuquerque's inside the Motor City 40-yard line. That's a first down, and that pass caught by Trey McDowell. Houston's a 2.5-point favorite on the road in New Orleans. Albuquerque a slight 1.5-point favorite against the Mustangs. And Miami a full 6.5-point favorite against the Knights, who are coming off of that rough loss to Charlotte. They do force an incompletion there. That pass was intended for Bovine Jr., and now it's decision time for Miami on a 4th down and 2. Dennis Tolbert will fire and throw an interception. Motor City with the first turnover of the day. That taken away by unclaimed strong safety Takoy Clayton. Albuquerque's got an early turnover, and Motor City's got the ball their own 24-yard line. Rob Crone on 4th and 2, and it was dropped by a tight end 3. We saw this happen a couple of games ago. I'm trying to remember, I think it was the primetime game, but that's a tackle playing tight end, essentially a tackle eligible in a 3 tight end set for Miami on 4th down and 2. We'll have to look this. Yeah, Miami only has 2 tight ends on the roster, so 4th and 2, Miami puts out some trickery and turns the ball over. It'll be Washington taking over on first down from their own 41 after the sneaky play action from Rob Crone is unsuccessful. Washington has the ball up to the Miami 44-yard line. Pass outside is ruled a fumble, and Motor City makes something out of nothing. That was unclaimed wide receiver 3, Leventris Hawkins. On the catch for Washington was their unclaimed tight end, Brian Gilliard. Washington is across the 50-yard line after stopping Miami on 4th and 2. Houston pinned back inside their own 10-yard line. TJ Stevens is the Washington quarterback. and he's off to a 2-for-2 start for 17 yards. We've got some teams that are right in the thick of it in the standings here tonight. Albuquerque 4-3, Motor City 3-3, big game there in New Mexico. Washington is 3-4, Miami 4-2, trying to push themselves into that top 10 in the total UFL standings. They are currently 9th, so trying to hold on to that. Houston is 3-3 and off of a very long break, which included a bye week, and then New Orleans 3-4, yet to have their bye. It's 3rd down and 5 for Houston in the lower right-hand corner, and Ronnie Shanahan is their quarterback, and that pass thrown into traffic looking for D.R. Simeon is knocked away, and New Orleans will get a stop on their opening possession. No score in any of our 3 contests so far. This is Stevens to the sideline and overthrew his intended target. Washington's drive will stall out after a sack and an incompletion. And off the turnover on downs, no harm, no foul against Miami. Washington will punt it away. Dennis Tolbert's pass into traffic is incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down. Let's go to New Orleans, where the Claws are near midfield after the punt return. Their quarterback is Whisker LaFouche. New Orleans has the least amount of total offense in the league this season. They average just 291 yards per game. That is last in the league. But Houston has struggled against the run so far this season. The Houston Herd coming into the night were cited as the worst run defense, giving up 5.5 yards per carry. They tried to fix that in practice this week as Boletsky's up to 26 yards already. Whisker LaFouche is going to try to take off and is sacked in the backfield. Back to the original line of scrimmage, brought down by the unclaimed defensive tackle, Lou Marks. And in honor of no scores across the league, let's give some shout-outs to the defenders who have been claimed and playing today. On the Miami Pirates, Rip QB, Dexter Murdoch, Robert Crone, and Ron Haynes, along with Grant Hardaway. The Washington Knights have John Gary and Jay Hayden. Motor City, Doug Howard Jr. and Colin Douglas, as LaFouche's pass is knocked up in the air and intercepted. Picked off. Mike Denali leads the way for the Houston defense, but that was unclaimed corner Jerry Morton with the takeaway. So we've seen 2 interceptions and no points here in the early goings of UFL Game Night right now. That one not really LaFouche's fault. That is a great hit on the receiver. We didn't get a good look at the hit, but well played. Let's go back to Washington, where Miami is across the 50-yard line on their 2nd possession, and the 2nd time they have crossed the 50 as Boletsky gets the carry and gets to the Washington 43-yard line. 30 yards on 6 carries early for Boletsky. So off the interception, Houston will have the ball at their own 36-yard line. Ronnie Shanahan's 2nd possession starts with a long heave down the field, and it is incomplete. Off the hands of Dre McCorkle, the unclaimed tight end. And meanwhile, a touchdown for Miami as Buck Wild does a somersault. That was a deep shot unexpectedly. Rob Crone firing it all the way down the field to Buck Wild, and he scores the touchdown, our first of the day. Get another look at it from Pylon Cam. And yeah, tap both feet. That is a good touchdown. Miami's on the board first as they take the top off of Washington's defense. Wow, that was a pretty ball in the back of the end zone too. From 43 yards away, Rob Crone to Buck Wild, who takes a somersault from Terrell Cooper, and they are going to review that touchdown. It likely will stand. Let's go to Albuquerque, where the Mustangs have the ball at their own 46-yard line. RPO from Jack Brown. He hits Ace Fennick across the middle, picks up 9. That's Dre McCorkle for Houston on 3rd down and 11, picking up the first down. It's the herd to the New Orleans 41. That play stands for Miami, a 43-yard touchdown for Buck Wild. And the extra point is up and good for Buck Wild this season. That is his 5th touchdown, one off of Tiberius Bovine Jr. for the lead. And his long this season is 85, so not going to set any records there. Jimmy Lorenzo, nice carry for Motor City. Mustangs on the move. Ronnie Shanahan wants to continue this drive and will do so for Houston, a pickup of 8 yards over the middle. That is unclaimed wide receiver 3, Lucas Ryan. 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Motor City on the Albuquerque 31. Jack Brown off a play fake, going to take off and run, has some space. Picks up 7 on the play. DJ Simeon with 3 carries but no yards here in the opening quarter. 3rd down and 2 for Houston. It would be a 50-yard field goal from here if they could not convert. Shanahan will drop to throw again. Open over the middle, and Motor City has entered into the red zone. It is windy in Albuquerque. Not gusts, but actual wind of about 23 miles. But Jack Brown holding his own in the passing game. A little bit against the wind. It seemed to be, judging by that opening kickoff, maybe a swirling wind or a wind a little bit to the blowing to the top of the screen from the bottom of the screen if you're watching the game right now. Murdoch makes the tackle in the backfield for Miami. Loss of 2 to Kilgore. 2nd down and 12. Washington with the worst yards per carry in the league coming into the day, as DJ Simeon is also dropped for a loss. Jack Toulouse with the tackle for New Orleans to set up a 2nd down and 12. Okay, Motor City, 3:43 to go in the first quarter from the 8-yard line. Brown fires over the middle. That's Fennec. He breaks off a tackle, and then a penalty marker will make this half the distance to the goal for Albuquerque, or for Motor City, that is. First and goal at the 1-yard line for the Mustangs, with a chance to get our first points on the board in New Mexico. Shanahan goes play action. That is caught at the 16-yard line, and now Houston is in the red zone. Handoff to Lorenzo. Did he get it? No. Wow, Lorenzo stood up at the goal line, so we're still at the 1. 2nd down and goal for the Mustangs. Shanahan, officially from his 15, is going to take a sack on 3rd down. Play fake now for Jack Brown. Fires into the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. At first, I thought that was intercepted, but no, it's King Richard with the score for Motor City. Oh, man, Jack Brown fit that in a telephone booth. That was dangerous to being knocked away by the outside linebacker, Josh Brenton. But instead, it's a 1-yard touchdown for Motor City, and the extra point will make it 7-0 Mustangs. That kick is good. 10 play, 78-yard, 5-minute, 21-second drive. Another review in Washington, and it looks like Miami is going to lose that challenge. This will be a 41-yard field goal for Houston. 41 yards away for the herd. Got it. 3-0. Houston on the road. For King Richard, that was his first touchdown of the season in his 7th game as a Mustang. So congrats to King Richard on the 1-yard score. He previously had 21 catches for 163 yards. As Albuquerque returns that one up to the 31-yard line. Houston is now out of the red zone. Let's go to Washington. With 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, it's 2nd down and 6 for the Knights, who trail 7-0. Hand off to Kilgore on a little delayed read option, and he has lost 10 yards on his first 5 carries. Robert Crone on that tackle. Tolbert's pass for Albuquerque is caught, but going the wrong way as TJ Stevens connects to the Miami 45-yard line, a pickup of 16 yards. That is unclaimed wide receiver 1, Isaiah Moody. Moody this season leads a very balanced passing attack for Washington with 28 catches and 406 yards receiving. Listen to these receptions by the Washington receiving corps. Isaiah Moody, 28. Brian Gilliard, 27. Sadale Dorsey, 26. Quentin Burrow, 24. And Eric Kilgore, 24 out of the backfield. All those receivers, not named Kilgore, still available to be claimed for Washington. They can't get the run game going at all, and neither can Albuquerque. So we haven't seen much out of anybody's ground game so far outside of Bulipoletsky. 3rd down and 12 coming up for Albuquerque, and let's go there. We have a 2nd down and 4 in New Orleans. Ray Chapatulas brought down. Excellent open field tackle. And over the middle, that's not going to be enough for a first. Tolbert takes the check down. Albuquerque will have to punt it away. And again, Kilgore is dropped in the backfield. 7 carries for minus 13 yards for Eric Kilgore here to start for Washington. On 3rd down and 3, Chapatulas is brought down short of the sticks, 29 yards on her first 7 carries. And New Orleans now has a decision to make on 4th down and inches. 4th and 5, no decision here. For Albuquerque, they will punt it away. That kick goes into the end zone. Stevens going long, and a little bit too long. Pass is incomplete. New Orleans will elect to punt the football away on 4th and inches inside their own territory. This punt is angled out of bounds and will go out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Let's go back to New Mexico where Motor City's got the football, and that is Austin with his first carry of the day, getting 4. Ronnie Shanahan deep for Houston, connects to the 36-yard line, 6 of 8 for 75 yards. That's the end of the first quarter down in Cajun country. 4th and 13, Washington has to punt it away. And Lorenzo dropped in the backfield, so 3rd down and long coming up for Motor City. No home teams have scored in any of the first quarters of these ball games as Shanahan gets Houston going in the 2nd quarter. That's Dre McCorkle once again. Shanahan is 7 for 9, and McCorkle has 2 of those catches for 32 yards. Winning bingos are horizontal tonight. Jack Brown all day to throw on 3rd down, and 7 to the sideline. He forced one. It's picked off. And that ends the first quarter in Albuquerque. So an interception and a touchdown for Jack Brown in the opening quarter. It's 7-0 Motor City at the end of 1. Shanahan continuing to light up the claws. That's McCorkle again. Jack Brown coming in 11 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions, so that's number 6 for him on the season. Now Tolbert trying to get the Albuquerque offense moving. Gets 6 yards on that opening play to the Motor City 47-yard line. Houston is moving it near scoring position, and now definitely in scoring position. Biggest run of the day for anybody. DJ Simeon all the way out to the New Orleans 17-yard line, and Houston is in the red zone. Tiberius Bovine Jr. with a 33-yard catch for Miami. Moves the sticks, a little tight end corner. Oh, man, and Bovine Jr. just mossed that linebacker. Did he get both feet in, too? Oh, and then held on with one hand and tapped both feet. Wow, Tiberius Bovine Jr., a heck of a catch there from Miami. They got the ball at the Washington 41-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Houston. And the handoff goes to Simeon, his 6th carry of the first half. Will pick up 7 down to the 10-yard line. Jamon Simeon, Robert Crone, Flyer 26, Kane Vasquez, Think Outside the Box, Robert Henson, Tyler Falk, and many others with us here on UFL Game Night tonight. 2nd down and 3 from the 10-yard line. The pass is caught by Houston for a touchdown. That was Armstrong with the catch, and now Albuquerque is in the red zone to the Motor City 15-yard line. That touchdown from 10 yards out for Houston. And it looks like Miami is also in the red zone. 49 yards on his first 9 carries for Beletsky as Miami's knocking on the door. 2nd and 6. But they will have one more play to go here in this quarter. So 10's off the board, 10-0 Houston. End of the first quarter in Washington. Let's go to Albuquerque where Tolbert has a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Swings it out to the 11. 8 of 11 for 73 yards so far for Dennis Tolbert. Braxton's 2nd catch. Let's go to Washington. Rob Crone to start the 2nd quarter. Sends Buck Wild in motion. Wild has the touchdown from earlier, and that pass thrown in his vicinity, but it's actually the slot got wide open in the back of the end zone. Albuquerque from 11 yards out. That's a score. Bo Braxton, the tight end, all alone. Drennan got down to the 2 for Miami. How does Motor City let Bo Braxton get that wide open? Bo Braxton's 2nd touchdown of the season. He's 2nd on the team in catches, only trailing Austin Labrador, who's no longer on the team. There's a booth review in that game. I think both feet are in there. Hand off to Beletsky. Washington coming up with a stand. Loss of 1 for Bullitt. 2nd and goal now at the 3. We're going to get the call here from the official in New Mexico. That play is going to stand. Play fake from Whisker Lafouche. Going to air it out deep. He's got a man. And it's caught at the 20-yard line. Oh, man. 52 yards for Whisker Lafouche. That pass hauled in by Trevor Neville. 2nd and goal at the 3 for Rob Crone, and that pass is incomplete. But what a perfect ball right over the shoulder to Trevor Neville. Playing in just his 2nd game as a Claw. He had a 60-yard reception in his 1st game. Crone from the 3, and it's picked off in the back of the end zone. And there he is again, folks. The best, in my opinion, unclaimed defender in the UFL right now, Darius Alian. The free safety for Washington gets the interception on Rob Crone. It's just Crone's 3rd interception in 7 games. And for Alian, that is interception number 7. He trails just Rain Rie atop the lead. Now, off of that long ball from Lafouche, it's 1st and goal for New Orleans at the 10-yard line. Firing it out to the flat, pickup of 2 to the 8. Hand off. Wow, Eric Kilgore, negative 14 yards on 8 carries. He lost another there. 2nd and goal for New Orleans. Lafouche going to take off and run. Lafouche inside the 5. Lost the ball. Picked up at the 2-yard line. Wow, red zone has been unkind to a couple of teams here recently. Lafouche was trying to get in the end zone. Couldn't decide where he wanted to go with the football. Jerry Morton forced it out. Allen recovers at the 2-yard line, and New Orleans doesn't get anything off of that 56-yard reception from Trevor Neville. Whisker Lafouche, a serious danger in the red zone. 6 rushing touchdowns this season, is 3rd in the UFL. Tied for 3rd with Cardiac Squid. Only Junior McCray and Travius James have more this season. So we had a bunch of opportunities for Hugo numbers off the board, but didn't get as much as we were expecting there. TJ Stevens, nice job throwing where the blitz came from. Pass contested, caught by King Richard. This is DJ Simeon looking for some open space, but only is going to end up getting a yard. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Houston, deep in their own territory, as Eric Kilgore again is stuffed. I think we got to get this linebacker available to be claimed. That is Lacey Brown of Miami, who is just balling. Kilgore on the carry, 3rd down and 10, as Jimmy Lorenzo gets free for Motor City, and they are now in the red zone. We need another look at this. Jimmy Lorenzo, which has reignited Motor City's rushing attack. He got away from 2 as Washington gets across midfield. Lorenzo shrugs off 1, and the other defender just kind of ran into him.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf. Mike, get up. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Ready.
Play fake. Shanahan, all kinds of time, and completes it to the 26-yard line. That's Noe Terrasis on the catch, 152 yards of offense in this first half, as Stevens throws the pass behind his intended receiver. 6 of 9 for 87 yards. 2nd down and 10 for Motor City at the Albuquerque 15. Handoff Austin down to the 9-yard line. Under 5 to go. We're tied at 7 in that ball game. That is the only game in which both teams have scored here in the opening half. Stevens sets up an isolation for unclaimed wide receiver 2, Sadale Dorsey. He makes a little bit out of that one. Motor City, 3rd and 4. Called for a false start. Now it's 3rd and 9. 3rd and 3 for Washington. Jack Brown floats that one over the middle. That's not going to cut it. Stevens deep down the field inside the 20 down to the 15. And Washington is back at it. Millsap on the carry for Houston will set up a 3rd down and 3, but Motor City's going to come up short in the red zone. That was King Richard, who had the 1-yard touchdown for Motor City in their last red zone appearance. And it looks like they're going to have a field goal coming. Ronnie Shanahan going to throw for it on 3rd down and 3. That is caught by McCorkle to the New Orleans 47-yard line. They have had a tough time defending him today. 38-yard field goal for Motor City is up and good. And it's 10-7 Mustangs over the Atomics. 2nd and 12, Kilgore is dropped for a loss again. This has got to be some kind of record. I mean, Miami's linebackers are just shooting gaps and coming in unblocked. Washington's rushing attack has gone completely sideways. That pass over the middle incomplete. Washington averages a league low 3.2 yards a carry and 30th in rush yards per game at 73.9. Only Albuquerque and New York surprisingly have less. 3rd down and 12 for Washington. Stevens tries to get a little wheel route going out of the backfield. And again, Miami is there to make the play. Graham Jr. with the stop, so 4th down coming up for the Knights. Big hit over the middle in the Houston-New Orleans game. Another 3rd and 3 coming up for Houston. Under 2 minutes to play there. And off to Denham. Denham's got 2 yards on 4 carries for Albuquerque, so the poor run games continue to struggle here tonight. Another 3rd and 3 pass and completion for Ronnie Shanahan over the middle inside the 20. That was a 29-yard field goal for Washington. We're getting some unique numbers off the board here in the first half. 7-3. Miami's lead cut to 4. The Knights are hanging around. Denham not much there. 3rd and 8 coming up for Albuquerque. Here comes Shanahan and the Herd offense. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. 1.5 to go in the first half. DJ Simeon all the way down to the 3-yard line. 62 yards on 12 carries in the first half. Tolbert, all kinds of time for Albuquerque. Just step up and run. Tolbert had all kinds of space. Ooh, big hit on the Miami return.
Come on, fellas.
Tolbert, man, that's a missed opportunity right there. Tolbert, 10 carries for 52 yards in 7 games, so he can take off and run, but thought he had somebody open there. Play fake, Shanahan on 1st and goal with the 3, got absolutely rocketed in the ribs. 2nd and goal coming up. 1:07 left, 14 runs, 16 passes for Houston.
60 Pittsburgh.
Handoff, that is to Simeon, dropped in the backfield. Lorenzo's loose again a little bit there for the Mustangs, 44 yards on his first 9 carries. New Orleans trying to come up with a defensive stand here. 3rd down and 8 for Miami. 4:25 to go in the first half, up 7-3. Crone's pass. It's floated out of bounds and incomplete. 3rd and goal, Shanahan. Looks, his receiver dropped it. That was Millsap, the pass catching back. It's 4th and goal. Millsap's wide open, he just dropped it. Right in the middle of the end zone. On the A and claws. Missed opportunity there for Houston. Had the right idea from a play calling perspective. This is a 23-yard field goal for Houston, and that kick is good. The Herd make it 13-0 over New Orleans. 4th and 5 for Motor City on their own 34-yard line, so it looks like Albuquerque's going to get a stop. As we see another look at Jack Brown's incompletion, looking for James Walters. Walters has lost his #1 position in the league in receiving yards per game. That now belongs to Dallas's Rashad Lockley, who averages 126. Walters is 3rd at 120.5. And then Buck Wild of Miami is 4th at 102.7, or 3rd rather. Montana's K. Marion is 4th. And those are the 4 receivers in the league that average over 100 yards. Another handoff to Kilgore. -14 yards on 13 carries. I have never seen a stat line like that. Yet, Washington is only down by 4. Their defense has really been surprisingly good here in the first half. Stevens against a blitz. It's picked up, and the pass is incomplete. Looked like it had a chance to be caught. LaFouche has 32 seconds and 2 timeouts to try to get something going on the Claws offense that has the only goose egg on the board right now today. Tolbert's pass is complete. 1:20 to go for Albuquerque. They'll go in no huddle.
Down. 50 plant.
LaFouche, 32 seconds. Oh, wow, good punt from Washington all the way down to the 2-yard line. LaFouche over, or underneath rather, and that's not going to get it done. Now 28 seconds and 1 timeout. There's Tolbert on the keeper for Albuquerque. First run for 19 yards. He listened to us up in the booth. If Motor City's not going to follow you, you might as well take it. 43 seconds and 3 timeouts for Albuquerque to do something with it before the half. Tolbert again, all day to throw. That pass is caught. Albuquerque's in scoring position. Let's go to Washington, where Miami's at their own 2-yard line, and Boletsky can't get out of the end zone. Safety. Washington's defense comes up big again. Boletsky pulled down by his hair in the end zone, and it's now 7-5 Miami up only 2. 31 seconds left for Tolbert. End of the first half, taking off and running again. Tolbert's got a first down in the red zone. Timeout Albuquerque. Lafouche fires it down to the Houston 38, but they only have 1 timeout left. I'm not sure New Orleans kicker has a 55-yarder in him. Bryce Brenton is their kicker. We'll see what New Orleans decides to do. 25 seconds and 1 timeout for Albuquerque. Tolbert over the middle, caught to the 8-yard line, and they'll be able to get another playoff before potentially settling for a field goal. Time is of the essence. New Orleans is going to attempt a 55-yard field goal. Kilgore finally has some space. 6 seconds left for Albuquerque. 5, they did not get the playoff. 55-yard field goal for New Orleans, and he missed it wide right. Had the distance, but not the leg, and another missed opportunity at points for New Orleans here in the first half. Albuquerque was so close to getting another playoff, but as we saw earlier this week on game night, with 6 seconds left, sometimes even then, there's not enough time for a play and then a kick. Oh, Albuquerque's going to go for it, and the pass is caught for a touchdown. The guts from Albuquerque. I did not expect that. I thought they were going to kick it. Trey McDowell with the touchdown and the leap. Man, oh man. You gotta love it. Instead of kicking the field goal, they were on their 8-yard line. They said, you know what? We're gonna go for this puppy. Down 3. They made it happen from 8 yards out. What a gutsy call to trust your offense there, and Dennis Tolbert gets the touchdown. Deep shot for Washington, under 90 seconds to play. That pass is caught, and the Knights are in the red zone. It was an 8-yard score for Albuquerque. They now have 14 on the board. Quentin Burrow with that last catch.
Ready up. 50's the mark. 3 bud. 3 down.
It's that is caught to the 3-yard line for Washington. First and goal. 1:05 seconds left. Plenty of time. Gilliard with the catch. Motor City and Albuquerque have hit the break, and thanks to Albuquerque's aggressiveness, they take a 4-point lead into the locker room. 14-10 on top of the Mustangs. So on a safety, 2 does not get recorded, but the score did, 5. Because 2 is a score amount. That would be like giving 3 for a field goal or 6 for a touchdown. So we just give the score, which was 5. And Stevens goes to the end zone for Washington. Touchdown Knights, they take the lead. Washington has scored 8 unanswered. Pass caught by Martavius Owens, the 4th receiver on the depth chart. That was from 3 yards out. Washington's extra point is good. And it's now 12-7. Washington leading the way right now in shocking storylines. And that safety could get a lot of Hugo numbers off the board. We're up to 15 so far. Let's go to Houston, where the Herd have a 13-0 lead and the football to start the third quarter. Into New Orleans territory, but that pass was dropped. Motor City getting back going. Jack Brown, 13 of 17 for just 92 yards. A touchdown and a pick so far today.
70, Indy.
Simeon to the New Orleans 46-yard line. So this concludes Week 8 tonight. Week 9 begins on Wednesday and it continues Friday before a quick Memorial Day weekend break. Expect tomorrow to see a lot of headlines. We'll have an article coming out on UFL attendance and why it matters and why we're tracking and who has had the best attendance so far this season based on their in real game stadium capacity. We'll also have updated power rankings as we are 2 quarters of the way through the season. We update those every quarter. It'll be interesting to see how people have moved there as well. And keep an eye out on UFL Instagram for the updated leaderboard standings, elements, and graphics brought to you by UFL co-founder CJ Zilligan. So all that is coming up here over the next week right here on VFN, UFL.football, and across our Discord server. Buck Wild with that catch for a first down, Miami. Rob Crone is now 7 of 13. There's 26 seconds left in the first half. Still in the first half in Washington. Miami is down to just 1 timeout. Wild's got 84 yards on 3 receptions. And we got to send our audio to Albuquerque, where Motor City has taken the opening half kickoff and gotten it all the way down to the Albuquerque 25-yard line. Fennick up to 5 catches for the Mustangs as they are trying to respond, as is Miami, to take the lead in the game. New Orleans is just looking for points. Crone over the middle of the field. That's complete inside the 20. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Miami's in the red zone, but they have to burn their last timeout, and they'll likely get a field goal here before the break. 3rd and 7 coming up as Brick Novocaine shook off his block. The excellent defensive lineman claimed for Albuquerque, and he drops Jimmy Lorenzo in the backfield. 34-yard field goal coming up for Miami. And from 34 yards out, that kick is good. Motor City is in the red zone. James Walters with his 3rd catch, 205 yards of offense for Motor City thus far. Once again, New Orleans on the move. Chapatulas, 11 carries, 73 yards, nearly 7 yards a carry so far tonight. But it's 3rd down and 7 for New Orleans. Motor City's got a 1st and 10 in the red zone. Jack Brown with a pump fake. All kinds of time to throw and finds an open receiver for the score. Touchdown Mustangs. That's unclaimed wide receiver Laventris Hawkins. And New Orleans is in the red zone down to the 13-yard line. Whisker Lafouche, 11 of 15 passing, 150 passing yards so far in this one. Still 2 seconds left in Washington. The final play coming up there. Motor City's touchdown comes from 13 yards out, but they get a 17 on the board. Lafouche fires over the middle. That was also a 13-yard score. Get on your horse, giddy up, cowboy. That touchdown brought to you by unclaimed wide receiver 2, Cameron Bailey, and the New Orleans Claws are on the board. Finally at the half in Washington, the Knights lead 12-10 despite 1 yard on 17 carries for Eric Kilgore. The extra point is good for New Orleans. We've had a good back and forth game in windy Albuquerque. Motor City retakes the lead coming out of the halftime break. 218 to 173 in total yards in favor of the Mustangs. Now it's Albuquerque's turn with 8.5 to go. That is ripped away from the intended receiver, and it's picked up, ruled a fumble. Motor City has a touchdown.
Yeah, baby. That's my boy.
That might be worth another look. Ford on the recovery. Oh, yeah. Sharp Tarkington never really had possession. That is a tough turnover. And it goes for a 22-yard fumble return for a score for Motor City. Kilgore, 4 yards on 18 carries. Things are getting better in Washington. Wow, so on the first play of the next drive, Albuquerque turns the football over. Rough stretch for the Atomics. Deep shot for Stevens is incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 7 for Washington. Millsap on that last carry for Houston. 3rd down and 7 for the Knights. Up 2. Stevens floats it outside, but didn't stand a chance. 14 of 21 for 174 yards. Good tackle out there by this secondary led by Ron Haynes and Grant Hardaway. 24-14, Motor City now up 10. Largest lead by either team in that game. Dump off over the middle for Shanahan. His 15th completion will set up a 3rd down and 5 for Houston. Pass hauled in by D.R. Simeon. Let's go to New Orleans for a critical 3rd down here for the Herd. Up 6 as the Claws try to make a comeback. BK thinks he's got a bingo on card 33. Yeah, you're correct. Wow, with only 8 numbers on your card and 5 of them in a horizontal row. Solberg, that's a bingo on the 19th called number of the night. That is impressive. Dennis Tolberg can't find anybody open, takes a sack. That is Doug Howard Jr. with the takedown, and Motor City's defense taken over here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 1, Beletsky has the 1st down for Miami. Up to 61 yards on 14 carries. Solberg and his Wichita Flyers 4-2 in Salt Lake tonight to take on the 5-1 Salt Lake Hornets in a cross-conference battle. Tyler Falk, Ramos Lynn on the call for that contest coming up in UFL primetime. Should be a great one between 2 top teams in the league. Wichita has lost 2 straight by 1 score, including a loss to these Motor City Mustangs, 25-20. Hand off to Beletsky on 2nd and 6. Not much room there. Washington's defense continuing to play well. 3rd down and 4 for Miami, down 2. And a big run for Ray Chapatulis right up the gut, 91 yards. For Ray now with 5:10 to go in the quarter. Tolbert deep shot, and it's incomplete on 3rd and 22. 3rd down and 4. Miami's got the 1st down on or through the air on a little screen pass to the pass catching back. That's Bourne. Wow, great knockaway by Motor City's Colin Douglas. As Albuquerque looked for Martin Jones, Douglas swats that away. 4th down for Albuquerque. It's been all Motor City here in the 3rd quarter. Chapatulis got absolutely crushed. Oh my! What a hit! Lower right-hand corner, watch it again. Booyah! Can we get another angle on that? Right here. Wham! Mike Denali with a vicious hit, 20-on-20 crime, and Houston takes over the second forced fumble and fumble recovery of the night for the Houston Herd.
Go set. 15 line. 15 line. 53. Secret. Secret.
Houston coming into the game had 3 forced fumbles. They now are tied atop the league with 5. And Robert Henson, you're right on the money, my friend. That's exactly why it's like that. All right, we got to compose ourselves. Miami in a 4th and 1. The drive stalls out. They have to punt the football away. Washington's going to get the ball back at the 20-yard line with the ball up 2. The Knights putting Miami on upset alert. Now Houston off of that fumble recovery has a first down. Millsap on the carry. His 4th of the night. You see Stevens' numbers in the upper left-hand corner, 14 of 21. Under 4 to go in the 3rd quarter. Houston trying to take advantage of yet another New Orleans turnover. Stevens with a great pickup by the running back on Murdoch, who was sending pressure, checks it down for a 4-yard gain. Motor City has to punt, and a flag on Houston. They didn't get the playoff in time. That'll bring up 2nd down and 9 and change the play for Shanahan. You can see the wind kind of at the back of Motor City and in the face of Albuquerque right now, blowing from the bottom to the top of your picture. Stevens had a receiver on 3rd and 6 open, but he could not haul it in. Big 3rd down coming up for Washington. Shanahan unloads 2nd and 9, overshot his intended receiver. The Atomics offense continues to sputter. Here in the 3rd quarter, Colin Douglas with his 3rd tackle, and Washington throws an interception. Ron Haynes with the pick for Miami. That is Haynes' first interception in his 3rd game as a Miami Pirate. Textbook awareness there out of Ron Haynes. Pass intended for Moody, and Washington lets the dangerous Pirates right back in this one. McCorkle with another key catch on 3rd down for the Herd. 3rd and 9 for Albuquerque. Tolbert takes another sack. It's Howard Jr.'s 2nd. Doug Howard Jr. had 1 sack in his first 4 games. That went for a safety, actually. And now he's got 2 tonight. Aaron with a TFL in the backfield. Houston is down into the red zone very quickly to the 1-yard line. Pass caught by Terrasas, who's up to 59 yards on 4 carries, and Houston's got a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. How, sir, is bingo broken? Everyone is playing. Oh, you're saying your card is broken because you don't have the right numbers. I see.
Got it.
1st and goal at the 1. Houston off the massive hit on Ray Chapatulis, trying to score on a play fake. Shanahan going to take off and run, and Shanahan has a 1-yard rushing touchdown. It is Shanahan's first rushing touchdown of the season as Tiberius Bovine Jr. has Miami near the red zone. Miami's down to the 24-yard line. Well, I think Houston might go for 2 here because it's 19-7. Per the code. Rob Crone all day to throw, going to take off and run as Miami into the red zone. 2-point drive for Houston. Handoff, Simeon, easy does it. 21-7 Herd. All that momentum off of the Mike Denali forced fumble on Ray Chapatulis. Boletsky, what a spin. Inside down to the 11. 19 carries, 79 yards. First down for Miami. They trail by 2. Motor City on a 4th and 3 will punt it away, but they have shut out Albuquerque in the third quarter, whose offense has done absolutely nothing. That kick went deep out of the deep end zones here in New Mexico. Handoff to Boletsky. Gets down to the 8-yard line. Washington still protecting a 2-point lead. Albuquerque down football, or down 10 with the football. New Orleans down 14 with the football. Miami down 2 with the football. 2nd and 7 at the 8. Handoff Boletsky. Down to the 5-yard line. 3rd down and 5. They could get the half-yard line for a first down. LaFouche over the middle. Crone throws, touchdown, Terrell Cooper.
Nice touchdown, baby. Keep working.
In Rob Crone they trust. Miami scores for Cooper. That's touchdown number 5 in 7 games. And it's Rob Crone's 19th, check that, touchdown of the season. 3rd and 6, Tolbert's screen goes awry, and another drive stalls for the Atomics here in the third quarter. Miami will kick the extra point, 5 and 17 already off the board, but the Pirates take the lead, 17-12 with 2:22 to go in the third quarter. Motor City going to get the ball back at their own 33. The pressure point, I think, right now is the only team with the football trailing. That's New Orleans. 21-7, handoff to Chapatulis. Chapatulis is dazed and confused after that last hit. Still over 100 yards, but another TFL for Houston will set up a 2nd down and 14. Austin on a counter spin. That was not what Motor City was looking for.
Ready. What up? 52. 52's the mic. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. Let's go.
B.J. Stevens, 15 of 24, 178 yards. A touchdown and a pick. Washington trails by just 5 despite a terrible running game. They have less than 200 yards, but they are fighting tooth and nail. Handoff Kilgore trying to get something going up the middle. He had 2 lead blockers, and he still cannot get to 1 yard a carry tonight.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
3rd down and 14 for New Orleans to start the fourth quarter. Whisker LaFouche, all kinds of time, nearly threw an interception. And on 4th and 14, I think you got to punt it if you're New Orleans and hope your defense can hold. What a third quarter for Motor City. Kilgore going to take another carry, and that's just been the type of day it has been for Kilgore as he stumbles forward to set up a 3rd down and 2. Brown on the carry for Motor City, but short of the first down, so Albuquerque's defense gets another stop, and on 3rd down and 2, Cubby with the sack. Oh, man. Stevens stood no chance. QB's 7th sack of the season. So New Orleans in desperate need of a defensive stop. Washington in desperate need of a defensive stop, and Albuquerque needs some offense. They have been blanked in the second half, and I'm not really sure that Albuquerque's offense has had a first down in the second half.
On the ready. 56 is the mic. It's our time. It's our time.
Screen, Tolbert. And that got a few. Now it's Boletsky's turn. You know, Washington's done a pretty good job on Bullet today. 22 carries for only 85 yards. Tolbert again will have to take the check down. He breaks off a tackle, but is still short of the first down. 3rd and 5 coming up for Motor City. We've hit the end of the third quarter in Washington. Handoff, Millsap for Houston. That's his 5th carry, giving DJ a rest. 2nd down and 9. Tolbert again trying to set up a screen. This time, nope, Banham can't get away.
56, right there, 56.
Terrell Cooper with a catch for Miami, 1st down. Play fake for Shanahan on 2nd down and 9. That is complete to the New Orleans 41. Things not looking up for the Claws right now. They got to get off the field. The kick is away from Albuquerque, and that one goes all the way. Oh, no, it was marked out at the 6-yard line. Good job by the officials. I don't know how they saw that. That was a rocket kick. Albuquerque has the best punter in terms of punting average in the league, so that's no surprise.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Handoff, Simeon, and DJ Simeon down the sideline for Houston to the 4. 1st down in the red zone as Motor City's offense gets moving again. Simeon's best run of the day, and Houston is 4 yards away from putting this one to bed. Miami's got the ball up 5. Washington's offense, just like Albuquerque's offense, has been shut out in the second half. Rob Crone, deep ball, 3rd and 12. Incomplete. Washington knocked it away. Looking for Cooper. Knight's defense stands tall. 1st and goal at the 4 for Houston. Handoff, Simeon. Touchdown, Hurd. May not be the dagger, but it sure is close. That was a 4-yard touchdown for Simeon. And now Houston will get a chance to go up 28-7. What a kick by Miami's punter. They pin Washington down to the 6-yard line. That extra point is good for the Herd. (28-7) Houston. A 3-3 record. New Orleans 3-4. Houston coming off a 31-17 loss to El Paso. It was the Desperados' first and only win of the season so far. 1st down again for Motor City. Washington's got to get to work, although they still have 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. New Orleans will be in no huddle with under 9 to play. Down 21. What a beautiful ball to the sideline from Jack Brown to James Walters, one of the best receivers in the UFL.
Keep playing hard.
3 turnovers for New Orleans, including 2 fumbles. That has been the difference in that game. DJ Simeon having a good day as well. TJ Stevens has a Washington 1st down. They're going to be most likely in a pass-heavy offense. New Orleans, you can expect all passes, as that one is incomplete. Lafouche 13 of 19 for 179 yards. Stevens has that wicked windup for Washington. Man, Albuquerque, I mean, that has got to be super disappointed in how they are playing right now. you know, they went aggressive at the end of the first half. They took a 14-10 lead into halftime over Motor City, and they haven't done diddly in the third and fourth quarter. TJ Stevens has a first down for Washington to the 44-yard line. And let's go there since they are closer than New Orleans is to scoring position. LaFouche over the middle to Bailey for a first down with 8:15 to go. 22 call numbers here on game night. One bingo off the board. 45 people watching right now here on a beautiful Monday. And we hope that everyone that was in the path of severe weather and is in the path of severe weather out on the plains is okay today. I just got word that my pop's place had a tornado within a mile of, a confirmed tornado within a mile of his home, but all is well. That's some crazy stuff right there. Whisker LaFouche with a crazy run. 31-yard pickup for LaFouche as New Orleans is quickly into the red zone. Motor City is also into the red zone. Washington is at the Miami 30-yard line. So watch out. We got three different teams in scoring position. LaFouche takes off again, slides down at the 6-yard line. Remember, New Orleans has left a lot of points off the board. They fumbled inside the 5. They missed a 55-yard field goal at the end of the first half. Now here they are, first and goal at the 6-yard line. LaFouche, all kinds of time to get rid of it, and fires into the end zone for a touchdown. And on third down and inches, Eric Kilgore dropped a wide open pass. Wow, I mean, hit him in the hands. So LaFouche and the Claws are not done. They'll try to make this 28-14. Fourth and inches, and Washington goes for it. Down 5 with 7 minutes to go. Keeps their offense on the field. First and goal at the 4 for Lorenzo and the Mustangs, but he's dropped for a loss of 1. Under 4 to play. Albuquerque continues to get shut out here in the second half. First down and 10 for Washington. Stevens on a read option keeper from 15 yards out. Touchdown. Washington retakes the lead. Second and goal. Albuquerque's got to get off the field. Still a 2-score game. 2-score game now in Louisiana. It'll be third down and goal for the Mustangs. Washington likely going for 2. It's 18-17 right now. Two-point try, back of the end zone. He got it. No, they ruled it incomplete. Brown on third and goal. Checks it down. Albuquerque gets a stop. DJ Simeon, 126 rushing yards today. Here's the replay on that 2-point catch for Washington. That looks like a catch to me. Might get a review. Shanahan is sacked. A loss of 13 yards. That is New Orleans' 4th sack of the day, and all of a sudden Houston has a 2nd and 23, trying to put New Orleans away. There was no review on the Washington 2-point try. This is a 24-yard field goal for Motor City to make it 27-14. That kick is good. The numbers here in Hugo really flowing now. That's our 25th called number. 18-17 Washington after the 2-point conversion fails. That's our 26th called number. The Knights lead by a point. And on 2nd and 23, Houston tries to just get some of it back, and they don't get any of it back. Boletsky's got a first down and more for Miami. Down a point with plenty of time left, 6:18 on the clock. 3rd and 23 for Houston. We got a HOU from Don. And that is a completion for Shanahan, but well short of the first down. New Orleans gets a stop. Card number 21 for our second HOU of the night. You got it also on the bottom row. Don, your card is confirmed. Dennis Tolbert in the second half is 4 of 8 for 19 yards passing. That is an unbelievable stat. Tolbert trying to air it deep. He does have a receiver, but he overthrew him. The wind is at the back of Tolbert there, and I think it took off with that pass. And speaking of taking off with a pass, a bomb, and it's caught by Buck Wild. Touchdown, Miami. 61 yards. Buck Wild's second touchdown of the night, and Miami retakes the lead. Wow. For all the good that Washington has done tonight, Motor City with an interception. Gilliand with the pick. And a half to forget for Albuquerque. No huddle for New Orleans. 4.5 to go. They trail 28-14, trying to complete a massive comeback that started when they were down 28-7. Now Miami's going to go for 2. Handed off to Boletsky. He is again tackled by his hair. 2-point try is no good. Miami 23, Washington 18, 5:45 left. Motor City takes over after the Dennis Tolbert interception. Albuquerque is now burning timeouts and running out of time. Motor City has outscored Albuquerque 17-0 in the second half. They are on their way to a 4-3 record and now winners of 2 straight after dropping 3 in a row. LaFouche is sacked. 3:45 and counting in that one.
Cheetah! Mike 52. I got one. Big river.
You go, bingo, either works. I agree, Robert. He better check for bald spots. All right, so here we go. We've got 2 pressure points right now. We've got Washington down 5 with the football. New Orleans down 14 with the football. LaFouche's pass is caught to the Houston 25-yard line. Once Washington creeps under 5 minutes left, that'll be the end of HOU for this game night segment. 27 numbers off the board so far tonight as Stevens' pass is incomplete. First down and 10. This is LaFouche. LaFouche picked up and lost the ball again. Johnson's second sack. That is the 3rd fumble for New Orleans tonight, but this is the first one they have recovered. Pick off, interception. That is Miami to the house. Touchdown, Ron Haynes. His first 2 interceptions of his UFL career and his first touchdown of his UFL career. And Miami may have just shut the door on Washington. Despite all the good the Knights have done, playmaking ability for Miami the difference. New Orleans is in the red zone, 2:06 to play down to the 11-yard line. Houston has allowed a couple of teams to come back before. Remember the Rochester game, they were dominating in primetime, and then all of a sudden, Rochester came back to make something out of that one. Let's get you the official number on that pick 6 by Ron Haynes. We're calling that a 27-yard interception return for a touchdown. Touchdown for New Orleans. So the Claws are down by 8. Hold the phone. The touchdown for New Orleans was from 11 yards away. That's also been called. And Miami's got 30 off the board. The extra point is good for New Orleans, 28-21. And Albuquerque Motor City has gone final. The Mustangs will improve to 4-3 on the season. Albuquerque drops to 4-4. And don't look now, but the Mustangs now threatening Cincinnati atop the Great Lakes Division. They are just a game and a half back of the Vultures, who have lost 2 of 3. Albuquerque shut out in the second half. Washington led at 12-10 at halftime, and Miami's outscored them 20-6 in the second half with 1:57 to go, but all 3 timeouts. New Orleans will kick it deep and trust in their defense, who got him a 3-and-out the last time they were on the field. Stevens now on a 2nd down and 2, taking off and run. Washington rather, is still in this with 5 minutes to go, but they've got to act fast. Flyers got a HOU go. Card 12. You are correct. You got it. That's our 3rd of the night. Deep shot. We're under 5 minutes to go. And that is... those are going to be our winners tonight for HOU. 3 here in game night. We want to focus on 2 games right now that have the possibility of drama here at the end. Stevens is across the 50. Washington is down 12 with 4:21 to go. Houston needs a 1st down. DJ Simeon not going to get it there. Timeout, New Orleans. They have 1 left. This is the moment for the Claws to continue their comeback. 3rd down and 2. As that pass a little bit behind the intended receiver, now it's 3rd down for Washington. 3rd down and 2 for Houston. New Orleans needs a stop. Handoff, and Simeon gets it. That should just about wrap it. Stevens' pass on 3rd and 7 is incomplete. Let's see. I'm not sure if Houston can kneel this thing, but yeah, they're gonna continue on with their offense. No timeouts for New Orleans. Houston protecting a 7-point lead. They hand it off to Simeon, 135-yard, 4th down and 7. That looked like a 1st down for Washington, but the officials say that Owens dropped it. The bench can't believe it. This looked like a catch. Oh, the ball popped out right at the end. Big time hit for Miami, and Washington's comeback, like New Orleans' comeback, looks like it's going to fall just a little short. Coming up next, UFL primetime. It is, as you look at Wild's updated numbers, it is Wichita, Salt Lake, Tyler Falk, and Ramos Lynn. Have your call. Under 4 to play for Miami and Washington. 99 yards on 26 carries for Boletsky. Washington's run defense has been pretty stout. Aaron's 8th tackle, but hasn't been enough. Buck Wild's 2 touchdowns, the difference for the Pirates. Now victory formation for Houston. Again, things get a little dicey down the stretch for the Herd, who beat Rochester by 6, San Jose by 1, lost to Dakota by 2, and Phoenix by 2 earlier this season. And in their 5th one-score game of the season, they hold on to beat New Orleans 28-21, improved to 4-3. The Houston Herd now just 1 game back of the Phoenix Skyhawks in the Southwest Division as we start talking playoffs on the second half, or the back half of the season. Washington will burn timeouts.
Here we go. 30 base.
This is the last game on tap here. First and 10 for Miami with 2:38 to go. Boletsky takes another handoff. Gets to the Washington 40-yard line. And the Knights are down to just one timeout. If the score holds, Washington's going to fall to 3-5. It's looking more and more like a two-horse race between Rochester and New York. Unless Cleveland or Washington can get back in it. For Miami, they hold off Charlotte for a little longer. They improved to 5-2. Charlotte already lost this week, and New Orleans also lost tonight. So a really good night for Miami, as Boletsky was not ruled down. He got up and got the first down. Are you kidding me? And we're not going to get a replay, but that is great awareness by Bullet Boletsky. I didn't hear no whistle. No timeouts left for Washington. 2:27 to go in the fourth quarter. And it is the Bullet Boletsky show. All the way down to the 20-yard line, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Boletsky now being credited with, I saw 141 yards there. That cannot be accurate based on what we last saw, unless some stats just got updated. Maybe that whole hit the ground and got up and kept running play screwed up our stat book. 2-minute warning in Washington as the sun begins to set. Miami was tested tonight, that is for sure.
Down, 70, Indy.
Rob Crone, play action. He's just going to take off and run. And Crone lost the ball. It's recovered by a Miami lineman. Wow. That could have been a disaster for Miami. Crone had that ball ripped away by Aaron, who's had a great game. And another heads-up play by the Pirates. That ball, it actually got kicked back to a lineman who just found a gift. Incredible. 2nd and 4. Miami cannot run the clock out at the moment, so Boletsky gets the carry to the 11. It's 3rd down and 1. 450 yards tonight for Miami. Aaron's got 8 tackles. Again, Salt Lake and Wichita coming up tonight in prime time. Reset your cards, and any bingo wins on UFL prime time. 4th and 5. That is John Gary with the TFL, and it looks like Miami is going to have to kick this thing. Blair Oaks Falcons football in the house in the late stages of game night here as Washington and Miami play out the stretch. Tyler Falk and Ramos Lynn standing by. Wichita, Salt Lake coming up next on UFL primetime. Miami to make this a 15-point margin. And that kick is good. Remember, it was 18-17 Washington in the fourth quarter. They went for 2. And it looked like a catch to me. I didn't see anything on replay. And for some reason, Washington decided not to review it. Of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. We didn't get a booth review out of it either. And Washington was never the same. They gave up the bomb to Buck Wild, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And Cooper had one as well. Miami with 3 passing touchdowns from Rob Crone. And Ron Haynes' first touchdown as a Miami Pirate, a pick 6. We had 3 Yugos tonight here in game night, and we hope for more in primetime. 2 seconds left. Then we'll cue the outro music. You can see the final stats for Washington and Miami on their individual live stream in the videos section of VFN and later this week on UFL.football. Your final score in Washington, Miami 33, Washington 18. Cue that outro music. Final score in Albuquerque. The Atomics shut out in the second half. Motor City gets over 500 and wins 27-14. Houston dominates New Orleans thanks to 3 forced turnovers. New Orleans comeback falls short, and Houston also improves to 4-3, winning 28-21. For all of us at the UFL, this has been a presentation of the Virtual Football Network. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, saying we'll see you back here Wednesday night for UFL Game Night. For now, UFL Primetime takes over. Tyler Falk and Ramos Lynn on the call from the loud and raucous Salt Lake City Hornets home stadium hosting Wichita tonight. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for being here.